Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, gonna crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bonin here with you.
We are
the Blood Brothers.
And
the Rob.
And my rum and coke.
And I have a 18-year... my drink's better. I have 18-year single malt scotch right here.
I got a little Captain in me, a little Captain and Coke. A little, you know when you.
What do you have, Rob? Do you have something?
When you drink Captain, an actual sea captain comes up behind you and sticks just the mushroom tip in, so that you all have a little captain in you.
Oh, like in you, literally inside of you. Very nice, very nice.
You even drinking anything, Rob?
I just texted the wife who's in the other room to bring me a root beer.
Oh, a root beer. Are you like a raging alcoholic who once you have a sip, you're just done?
I got a couple of Guinnesses in the fridge, but I'm waiting for Thanksgiving to crack those open.
So you like don't drink ever. Where's all your Moscow mules at?
Man, I can't keep it when they're in the house. They don't last.
Do you drink like a drink a night, you think, or not?
No. I may have like, I usually only drink like socially. Mm-hmm. Like, whenever I get up to Colorado and y'all are making the movie and everything, I'll be a raging alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
go on the alcohol run.
I don't believe in this life you'll make it to Colorado. It's just
buy me a first class ticket.
It has to be first class?
Yeah, it has to be first class.
You don't want your gut touching other people?
No, I don't. Or y'all can arrange for that Range Rover Classic that I found up in Golden.
Oh.
So what? But we'd still have to buy you a ticket out here.
Yeah, how are we going to get the Range Rover to you?
No, you just buy the Range Rover, pay the shipping to ship it over here to Florida.
Can you pay the shipping on a car?
Yeah, you can just hire somebody to trailer it down here.
Yeah, we could do that.
Not happening.
It sounds reasonable.
Not happening.
Oh!
All right, Howling 4 and 5.
The Howling 4 and the Howling 5.
I don't even know the titles of the original Nightmare.
And actually, it's not the Howling. After the Howling, the original, they all just went to Howling.
Howling 4, the original Nightmare.
Oh,
I will say, Rob, I don't know how much of these you watch.
I'd rather strip naked and jump into a bathtub full of open scissors.
Oh God. That's good.
Watch this movie again.
I think that both of these movies were better than 2 and 3.
Yes, I had to second that.
There's probably but that's like it's like comparing like venereal diseases. I mean, you really wouldn't want any of them, but whichever one kept your dick from falling off, you'd probably be okay with.
Yeah,
you could probably like work around that. But what got me about this one, about part 4, was the whole movie. They must have lost the sound because whole movie is like ADR. The entire movie.
I actually have a fact about that.
Well, you know who was on sound?
Soundboy?
You know who was on sound and lost it all?
Who was that?
Well, just take a guess. Bill Thornbury.
Oh, Bill Thornbury, yeah.
Probably.
He's on sound.
He didn't lose. He just never recorded it. He was just like
he submitted sound, and it was just his band's demo tape.
He was getting high with Reggie, drinking Zimas in the back, and forgot to turn on the volume.
Yeah, he was just
God.
This was his last job.
No, actually, funny enough, so the budget was so low for the Howling 4 that the movie had to be made without sound. So all the audio had to be dubbed in during post-production. So that's why.
Really? I could never tell.
Yeah. Oh my God. Maybe that's why.
I don't even think they hired the same actors to do the voices in certain parts.
It seemed like the voices did not match up with like how the actors would actually talk in real
It's
life.
like they had the actors come in and do some of the voices, and then they needed some more, and so they just got like the janitor to do it.
It's like when you hear a English voice dubbed on like an Asian guy talking. It doesn't match up
pretty awful.
like
it wasn't
at all.
that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
There were
But
scenes that
I'm just
they were
giving
like
an example.
there were like close up scenes, and you could tell the audio was off by like I don't know how many like milliseconds or whatever, but it was completely off. Or there'd be like a super emotional or scene where somebody be like tense, and their voice is just. It's like there could be a guy like there's a guy like he's all pissed off and he's yelling and screaming, but the voiceover is like, no, you have upset
bastard.
me now.
I don't understand.
No, please don't. No, there's we talk about like the awful special effects. There were scenes in this where the werewolves were just a pack of dogs.
Oh yeah,
it was
just a pack of dogs.
A pack of German shepherds running through the forest.
It was all dogs.
Yeah.
I mean,
they would close up and you see like the big head. Like there was a couple of scenes like a big full blown werewolf, and then it's like, oh no, the pack is coming, and there's just somebody on a golf cart with like milk bones. And he's like, come on. And there's just a whole pack of dogs following him. Like they got him from the shelter.
milk bones. My mom's dog used to come running, sprinting from anywhere if you went, meaty bone, meaty bone.
Oh,
When
God.
those meaty bones are like the generic, well, not generic version, but the cheaper version of milk bones. They're meaty bones, I guess. But yeah, that was actually this movie, the first Howling and the Howling 4, this one, are both based on the same novel by Gary Bradner. But interestingly enough, the Howling 4 actually represents the more faithful adaptation of the novel than the first one. And this kind of had a feeling of the first one too. They're in like this little like deserted town, like whatever, like a camp, if you will.
There were some hints of Evil Dead that got me through. I mean, there's the cabin.
The little cabin.
You got the woods, and there was a couple scenes where the camera is on the tail of the person running away, and
so it kind of had feelings of the first one too. First Howling, but that first Howling was
the
a lot
only
better.
reason it was better than 2 and 3 is that it made more sense. With 3, you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on anymore. I give up.
Well, 2 too.
I don't even know what's happening right now. At least with this one, you knew what was happening the whole time. It just had horrible dubbed sound and horrible script writing and the worst male actors ever.
Oh God, the guy that played Tom and the guy that played Richard were just. The guy that played Richard was a little bit better, but I don't know. They were both bad. But it was just. Who are the names? Yeah, Michael T. Weiss. No. That's the Howling 5.
Oh boy.
Let's see. There's not even characters in here.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
I
It doesn't
gotta
matter.
start with some notes here.
Oh yeah, Michael T. Weiss played Richard. Yeah, that's right.
Right off the bat.
I tried to Wikipedia this film. There wasn't much there because I tried to like look into the ADR, the voiceover. So you go to Wikipedia, you click production, it just says South Africa. That's
Is that where this was filmed?
They filmed it all in.
Which I wish they would have. I wish that's what pisses me off. It'd have been great to have a whole bunch of South African accents, running away from werewolves.
Maybe they shouldn't have spent all the budget on filming in South Africa and done some.
They filmed it all in location.
Some sound, some sync sound.
South Africa, but maybe it was cheaper to film in South Africa in 1988, when this was filmed.
This was direct to video in 1988. That just shows how awful it was.
Why?
Anthony Hamilton played Tom.
I mean, they kept
Whoever
making
knows that
these.
is.
They kept making these. They had to have been making some kind of money off of these films.
You would think, but I don't know how it's possible.
I don't either. I don't know either.
Well, it doesn't even say how much they made. I mean, that I've searched for it doesn't even say what the budget was, if there was a video release, or I'm assuming this wasn't in theaters, but
I don't know.
Who knows?
All I know is it started off bad already with just a
Tom's bad acting.
annoying little yappy dog. I just wanted that thing to die right away.
The yappy dog, was that?
I'm just
Marie's
saying
dog?
it was just a little dog. I'm not a little dog fan.
Yeah, you'd
It
rather.
was like a little white dog. What the fuck was the dog's name? Went running off. I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, it was the poodle. Pierre. Pierre the dog.
Pierre, yes,
Yeah,
Pierre.
that's right.
And then, yes,
How
little
did you
Pierre.
keep up with that?
I just remember
Pierre the
his
dog,
name, Pierre.
Pierre.
Because Pierre, she kept yelling for him, Pierre,
And then you
Pierre.
then you had the just handsome, ripped assistant, apparently. Or no, publisher? Her publisher or something?
Who? The girl?
No, the guy that...
Oh, yeah, Tom.
Tom.
Anthony Hamilton, who played Tom.
Who is
yeah.
basically like grinding her in the kitchen and they're like, no, we're just playing. No, so we're just wrestling.
Why does she have this guy drive her up there? Why doesn't her husband drive her?
Yeah.
I don't even understand that. It's like, what the fuck? Of course they're banging behind his back.
And of course, like, why did we wondered why she didn't drive herself, but then we figured out she can't drive because she's sick.
So what was the husband thinking was happening? That
How is she going to get up there
some other
regardless?
girls? I don't know.
Yeah.
He says he has his line, "Mind the moose,"
Yeah.
and I just picture Rob saying that when he's getting a blowjob, when he mooses up his pubes.
Yeah. Yes. Just don't worry about it. Just don't get it in your mouth because it's probably toxic.
Yeah.
I get it. I got it direct ship from Indonesia.
And don't mess up the wave. I spent hours on that.
Yeah, the main actress, Marie, who is played by Romy Windsor, she was okay. She started off like, oh my god, but then she kind of warmed up to me, and she actually wasn't too bad in this. But
We
all the
wouldn't know.
guys,
We wouldn't know because the whole thing's voiceover.
yeah, you're right.
So they get up.
Oh no! Watch out for the wolves. The werewolves.
Yeah.
God.
So what? This whole
We
thing
got
is
ya.
this whole thing is about this lady writer who is having stress or panic attacks and needs to take a break. So they go up to a cabin with her boyfriend, and her handsome friend drives her up there.
We all know how stressful how writing is.
Oh yes, of
That's-
course.
Yes.
Stupid movie.
And yeah, she gets up there, and there's this tiny little town, this cabin outside of a town, and she's supposed to relax and stay there. But of course, she starts hearing howling noises.
Yep.
They go into the town, and there is that sort of cute shopkeeper who is weird as fuck.
Yeah, Eleanor.
And
She has kind of the short curly hair, which is it's all right.
I don't like it, but
Yeah.
and you may did you notice the prom night hobby horse inside the store?
Yeah, there was like two of them.
Huh?
Yeah, they had the
Seriously
prom night.
looked like the exact hobby horse.
And you saw the tongue sticking out. No,
Sorry,
I was
Rob.
joking.
Rocking horse. What do you call it?
Hobby
It's a
horse.
rocking horse. It's not a hobby horse. It's
Hobby
a rocking
horse.
horse.
Hobby horse is more like the small ones that little kids go on. The
I don't
rocking
know what
one
you're
is like
talking
the
about.
big one, I think.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just picked. Rob. I know you still put the fucking dime inside those things outside of Walmart and ride them.
I don't shop at Walmart. Thank you. I go to Target.
Oh, you don't
Okay.
shop at Walmart? I'm very surprised.
So yeah,
No. The people at Walmart are actually a little bit too strange for
Man,
me.
I go to Walmart for one thing: these bubble envelopes that I ship out some of our poolside stuff in, and also
You can get those on Amazon, man. You don't got to go to Walmart.
Well, I just always wait too long, and then
They're
I need
cheap
them
at
like
Walmart,
that
too.
day. And they're like twice as cheap at Walmart than anywhere else. But I just cringe right when I pull into the parking lot. I'm like, I don't want to.
it's overrun with tons of people.
Like I fucking
They just
hate
live there.
walking into Walmart. God,
They go in there and spend like hours just
I
walking
hate
around.
walking into Walmart. Ugh.
So the little town that they're in is called Drago, which is Richard's always going to like Los Angeles to do like work stuff and whatnot. So it must be close to Los Angeles and whatnot.
And
But-
Richard's loving the shopkeeper right away.
oh
He's-
yeah, you knew right at the
He
bat.
basically says, "You have a nice vagina." He says "shop," but he meant
You
vagina.
have a nice shop. Yeah. And you knew at that point they were gonna get
But
it on.
you
at some
know
point.
that vagina's covered in short curly hair, just like her head. So I'm not all.
That's
about
how
it.
it's supposed to be,
I'm
man.
not all about it.
Yeah, that's how it was
No,
back
that's
in
how it's
'88.
supposed to be, dude. Yeah, you just brush it out, style it, do
So you're
something fun with it.
That's how you prefer it.
That's how I prefer it.
So now we know.
Maybe like an inch and a half to 2.5 inches.
So like a number 1 or number 2 on the clippers.
No, like a number 4.
Number 4.
Oh wow, that's long.
Dude.
It's still trimmed.
You could like braid it and put beads on it.
Oh yeah, I could easily braid my pubic hairs right now.
See?
Easy. They're way too long, right, Liz? Yep. She said yes.
I'm in a trimmed phase right now.
Oh,
I need to trim mine for sure.
it itches, man. It's not.
Well, you don't bick it.
It's just
No,
regardless.
I'm not putting power tools down there. Okay, it's either like bicked or just all natural.
You can take scissors.
Rob, you just come on up here and relax, sit back in a lawn chair, and I'll straight razor your balls.
No, that's not going to happen.
Ouch. You
I
never
don't even,
straight razor your
I don't even
balls.
understand. You had to like stretch them out paper thin or something like a bat wing.
Oh, yeah, you have to.
To get a blade on them.
You just got to, lay it out on a table and, stretch out bat wing style, shave it off, and it's going to take a while. But it'll be
with
worth
me, probably, you're talking like 8 years worth of growth down there.
So anyways.
Or you could just
get
walk
back
in
to
the
movie
front
here.
door unannounced. Steve will bite that whole area off, and you won't even have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
I will not.
You don't have
be
to worry
walking
about it
into your
at
house
all.
Unannounced. You will never have
gotta
to
let
worry
us know.
about. You'll never have to worry about Rob showing up at Danny's house unannounced. There'll be like phone calls, text messages. I mean, I may show up at Scotty. Scotty doesn't have a psychopathic dog.
No.
He sort of does have a psycho dog. He's just not mean.
Yeah, he'll jump on you and he might hump your leg.
Yeah.
My dog will, but other than that, there's no harm.
It's best to just let him finish once he sets in on you.
Yeah, exactly. You might as well. You just got to let him do his thing.
Let him finish.
So anyway, speaking of dogs, so then this is where like the next day after they meet the pawn shop lady or whatever, her art store, the Eleanor, Marie takes her little dog, Pierre, on a walk, and the dog somehow gets away. Right?
I really hate
I don't
that
even
dog.
remember what happened. To tell you the truth.
Yeah, the dog gets distressed and runs off because he hears like things in the woods, and then she goes to find the sheriff, which the sheriff kind of looks like Red from that '70s show, the dad in that '70s show,
sorta.
Yeah, kind of, and he's kind of weird.
I think the sheriff is autistic.
Yeah, he seems like he's autistic in this, but the sheriff
God
doesn't do
bless
shit.
him.
Yeah,
God, he's trying.
God. I
I don't know if that was a character choice or, I
think I'm going to play this sheriff autistic.
it's kind of like a Texas Chainsaw.
Are
feel.
you sure about that, George? No, I think it'll really bring something to the character.
Yeah, he's like, he's like dumb in life, but he's really smart at police work.
Here, meet all these matches on the ground. You can figure them out. Count them.
What was I going to... Oh, of course, this movie... I just have noticed this now. We've been watching a lot of 80s and 90s movies lately, and, we do a lot since it's cult classic horror. But
There's some bad '80s music in this.
But, yeah, of course. But there's just, like, in this era, just riddled with dream sequences.
Oh yeah,
Just dreams everywhere. Everyone's got to have dreams.
well, it's when like Marie is walking through the woods and suddenly she sees the nun that she sees in her dream visions, and then but no, she's having a dream though that she saw the nun in her dream, but she's having a dream about it in the woods.
It was just,
Yeah.
it was weird.
That was kind of creepy though.
Dream
The
sequence.
girl that played Sister Ruth, she was kind of a creepy lady for
She
sure.
had autism as well.
Yeah.
They just, they got incentives for using disabled people. That's what happened.
Yeah. That's all
That's
they could
like,
afford. This
that's
is so
why
low budget.
That's why I'm having Rob do a little bit of writing on the script we're working on. Because, we'll get...
Incentives.
Yeah, incentives. Disabled incentives.
And we're with the low budget.
You'll be a DBA or whatever they call it.
With a low budget movie like this, that's all they could get. And, if ours might be a little higher budget than what this was.
If you want to move up there, Rob, I'll go ahead and join the program, and I'll be like a sponsor, and you can live in my house, and, we'll take care of you.
I have a neighbor.
I think if I
that
go
does
up
that.
there, you'll just have to like buy me a house. I think that's how that works. You have to rent one out for me. Then it'll be like a tax incentive for you.
Ah, okay.
I actually have a neighbor. Well, Randy, he lives down the street from me. He takes care of two handicapped people in his house, and which is it's great.
I'm not moving in with
Yeah.
Randy. I don't even know this guy.
There's just shit all over the walls, and and the floors are covered in cum.
Oh yeah, just pee all over the place, and it's
Come on in
bad.
and sit down. Not there. Don't sit there. No. That's Charlie's spot, and he'll bite your ankles if you sit in this spot. You'll just, it's probably just best that you stand.
Yeah. They did one thing right in this movie. At the market, when the two ladies, the wife that owns the market.
Oh yeah, Mrs. O and Mr. O.
Yeah, Mrs. O.
Ormstead.
Mrs. O is sitting there talking to whatever the main girl's name is,
Marie,
and they share a Mexican Coke.
Oh yeah, pure cane sugar.
Yeah, nice glass
and she,
bottle of Mexican
She
Coke.
gives her the most wussiest pour ever, like one sip.
Yeah, she gives
her
a sip, and then she's like, "Don't you think you ought to be leaving? Don't you? It's time for you to go now. It's going to get dark."
And it's great that you're here, but I think it's it's about a get the fuck out of here o'clock.
Yeah.
So you just need to be on your way. Oh, here, I'm just gonna pour you a big old tall glass of shut the fuck up and mind your business. And then you can get on the road.
AKA Mexican Coke.
And then
you eyeball fucking me, son.
And then she keeps telling her, I heard a werewolf, because she keeps hearing werewolf sounds, and no one else can hear it. And she tells the werewolf, I heard a werewolf. Well, there was a coyote.
I do love that it's immediate werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a werewolf. Are you sure you didn't hear like a dog or
a coyote?
Definitely a werewolf.
I like how they go to every other animal. It's like, it was probably a raccoon, or it was probably I was like, why not say it was probably just a wolf or a coyote?
Yeah.
Like, they say dog, they say raccoon. It's like, I would think that the go-to would just be a normal wolf. You heard those noises.
I just would like to be the person that slapped the shit out of them when they said raccoon.
Yeah.
I heard a howling noise. Could have been a raccoon, just slapped the dog shit out of them.
Those animals are feisty at night.
This movie could have just been fixed with Arlie Ermey as the sheriff.
See, that's what it kind of had that feel. Like, he's the sheriff of this town called Drago, and there's a population of 15 people, and he's the sheriff that makes sure that no tourists come in, and if they do, they're gonna die, like Arlie Ermey did.
How about the Academy Award-winning performances of the two ghosts of the previous owners in the house?
Oh my God! Go away!
Go
away!
I must have missed that part.
What? Yeah, seriously?
That's the funniest part of the movie.
She's in the house in broad daylight, and she looks over, and there's two ghosty old people standing there like flannels. Go away!
They're trying to warn her to leave.
They're trying to warn her. They're telling her to leave.
I thought they were ghosts, previous werewolves that were trying to hunt the cabin, but they were warning her.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was. I laughed out loud, and it was 1 a.m. or 12 midnight here, and everyone was sleeping. I laughed really loud. But then I
just got so pissed off and frustrated with the nun bullshit.
Oh, with Sister Ruth always appearing and stuff.
It just gave me flashbacks of that awful Nightmare Part 5 or whatever.
Oh yeah,
the dream
where
child.
The nun gets raped by hundreds of inmates
or something. Yeah, that was frustrating.
Yeah, but there was her friend that was in the convent before, that was a nun. I forgot what her name was, but she was a nun with Sister Ruth and came to tell Marie about what happened. It happened in that exact cabin.
There was some really bad dialogue.
Yeah, and her acting wasn't that great. And she was warning, she came to investigate about why Sister Ruth really died.
And they're both just werewolves. Yes, werewolves. Oh, yeah, werewolves.
And then she's like, I'm going to investigate with you. Marie said that. I'm like, okay. Oh, yeah, her name is Janice. Janice. Suzanne Severreed. But anyways, yeah, so that kind of took on a story by itself. And then we see, which it panned away so quickly, we see little Pierre's head chopped off in the cave.
I couldn't even tell what that was. It was pan away.
I was like, what the fuck?
I think it was because they had no budget and they just used a stuffed teddy bear's head with some ketchup on it.
Yeah, yep.
And they just wanted.
And
to
then
just
Danny got an immediate erection because somebody killed a small dog.
Oh yeah,
the little poodle got killed.
Yep.
That was so sad. It was so sad.
What'd you think? That Jeep wasn't bad though, huh, Rob?
Oh yeah, Janice's Jeep.
The Jeep
CJ7.
That was on some 32s.
Yeah, no, the Jeep wasn't bad at all. I have to admit, the Jeep. The Firebird was pretty cool. They had some good cars.
Yeah, the Firebird was cool too.
Yeah.
They had some good cars for sure.
Yeah, they did right there. Also, the shop girl who he cheats on his wife with wears the same exact clothes every day.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. She's like a Disney character.
It's just the same outfit constantly.
Yeah, all the time.
You know whose acting was really bad too was when Marie was painting, and then you see the hikers, and she like looks at him from like a distance, and they're like, "Hi,"
Oh yeah.
and then they end up in their cabin like right after
Hi.
that. I'm like, "What the hell?" And then we see they obviously leave and get killed by the wolf. That's the first humans that got killed by werewolves, and then Richard comes home and goes and kills like a rabbit, and that line was really ridiculous. He's like, what did he say? He's like, "Honey, boil the water. Look who brought home the bacon." And he has like a fox or something. He's like, "I thought I'd buy this gun in L.A. to keep us safe." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Richard." And while he's off banging, well, I guess that's the next scene. Where
he's off banging shopkeep.
Banging Eleanor.
He's banging her like 6 inches. Like she's on top and she's like 6 inches up on him.
Yeah.
So unless he has a 12-inch penis, that's she could only take half of it.
She had
I want to know how did that relationship start? Because I'm going to admit that I had like mini strokes watching this, so there were some blackout moments.
It's the same way every 80s relationship starts. They meet and then instantly fuck. Just like in the Howling part 3 or 2.
God, the 80s were just better, weren't they?
Yeah.
Except for the bush.
I mean, no, including. And she had very odd nipples.
She had the cardboard tits.
Slight case of the cardboard tits. Yeah.
But that's what it was. It's like, I'm watching it. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, yeah, I bought this gun. And what the fuck? Why are they screwing? Who is this person?
All of a sudden.
That was one of those where the wife walked in. What are you watching? Like, no. Like, not. Although it was like pure Cinemax. I mean, they were going for it.
Oh yeah,
like
it was
Cinemax
for sure.
Oh yeah,
the O face and just
yeah. So you okay? Skinemax is famous
I pulled a muscle. I'm sorry.
Skinemax is famous for positions that you would just break your boner doing.
Oh yeah.
Just
or they're doing it in the
those
belly
angles
button.
Don't line up.
Doing it in the belly.
It never would line up ever.
Like, oh Lord.
Oh yeah, thanks to softcore pornography, I think growing up as a child, that's what I was like. I was like, oh, so it just goes straight in, you basically just like lie directly on top of each other, and you just thrust up and down. Yeah, it's just straight in.
Yep, that's how you do it. I had to watch Skinemax. We had cable at my grandma's.
Oh, that was I remember that.
And I had to sneak it in her room. And then when my grandma walked in, I had to change the channel real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that's,
you just sitting there with that what is it that last channel, just your hand on that last channel button.
Oh yeah, last.
Just like,
yeah.
You go to MTV first or something, then immediately go to Skinemax and then toggle.
I couldn't go to MTV because we weren't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead either.
Oh, geez, y'all, that's rough.
I know, and then so you got to have it on like Lifetime and then Skinemax, and you got the last button there, and so Grandma walks in and you just hit it real quick. Of course, you got this fucking rock hard 3.5-inch boner.
Yeah. And there was like Skinemax was okay, but like when it wasn't on, you would surf, and HBO always had Real Sex, which was just horrible.
Yeah.
Do you remember Real Sex?
And is it Taxi Cab Confessions? Yeah. They were all garbage.
Yeah,
they were all garbage. There was nothing in them.
You were just as hard as a slab of granite.
Oh, easy.
Oh, please tell me. I'm looking it up right now, but I say, please tell me Amazon.
Real Sex.
Amazon. Well, Amazon has like all the old HBO shows. If Taxi Cab Confessions is on here, I am so rewatching those.
Where were we? So
damn it! Where is it at?
Shortly after they do it, he has like a werewolf encounter, right? Is that?
No. She has a werewolf encounter. Doesn't Marie? She shoots at the werewolf. And she's like, I think I hit it, and then he goes to check out he comes home after stoiking Eleanor and goes to check it out, and nothing's out there, and he's like, God, she's crazy. And then this was the most awkward pause. He comes in and she's like, Did you see anything?
He doesn't say anything.
And he just stands there with the gun.
Then walks away.
And then the scene ends. Oh, okay.
But where was the one I only have in my notes here, and I forgot who it was. But whoever sees the werewolf, or they see the person, and then the person instantly transforms into a werewolf.
Oh no, that's when Eleanor and Richard see each other, and Richard leaves then and goes in the woods, and then Eleanor meets him like in the woods. Somehow she knew he was going to be there.
So like
werewolves know everything.
It shows like her, then it goes back to him, and then it shows her, and she's a werewolf.
Yeah,
and then oh shit, she just changed.
Yeah, like in a matter of a second.
And then,
I'm glad somebody paid attention to this movie, and apparently it was Scotty.
Yeah, it was.
And then when she runs away, right after that,
it was a German
Shepherd. It's just a dog running away.
It's like a dog running away.
It's like I don't even think it was German Shepherd. It looked like Ty. It was like a fluffy tail and butt running away.
Yeah, it was like there was
a werewolf,
Alaskan husky running away.
It was like her, pan back, werewolf, pan back, normal fluffy black dog running away.
Yeah, yep.
I was like, what the fuck? There's
the
a
werewolves
dog right
in this wasn't the close-up shot was decent, but when the full body shots weren't great. I guess the old guy that was the doctor of Drago, the village, he was trying to hide everything, but in the end he turned out to be the best looking werewolf when he's in like the circle of candles in the bell tower.
He almost looks like a vampire though.
Yeah.
And then I don't know why this happens, although it was sort of the only cool part about the entire movie. But I don't know why he has to melt before he becomes a werewolf.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But it was cool.
Yeah,
I didn't understand that either, but I did enjoy it. It was very nasty, and I'm like, oh, this is something.
It was cool.
This is something different.
If you guys listening, if nothing else, just Google or YouTube the melting part of
where Richard melts
of Howling 4, and then that's all you need to see. That's it.
It was actually, I think what they were going for is his whole body melts and his bones and everything, and he's in like this little soup bath, and then he's reincarnated as a werewolf, and he's pure werewolf now, and there's no human.
So I mean,
I don't know. I guess there's still a half
to
human.
sort of explain this thing out. Yeah, they're isolated in the cabin. Obviously, this whole town ends up being werewolves. And for some reason, they have a bell tower in this town with a historic bell from the 16th century brought all the way there, and that is like what's causing all this, or I don't know. They burned the villagers in the bell tower that the bell came from, and
but sorry, I had to cut you off. Marie learns that the villagers are all werewolves because Sister Ruth was babbling, "We're all in fear. We're all in fear. Werewolves in here." She said it like 8 times.
No, she's like, she used to say we're all in fear a lot. And then she's like, and then she has this flashback where she realizes she wasn't saying we're all in fear. She was saying werewolves in here.
Werewolves here. We're all in fear. Werewolves in here. Yeah, werewolves in here.
I was like, no, that's stupid.
Weird.
So then she just automatically knows somehow the only way to kill them is to lock them in the bell tower and burn them all.
Yeah, well, I guess the case is if you ring the bell in the bell tower, it attracts all the wolves to go inside the bell tower area, and then they were going to burn it down, which is what happened.
See, I was confused because that's what they said. Then they rang the bell, and like a pack of German Shepherds ran into the bell tower.
It's like, where are all these dogs doing? Where'd all the wolves go? Oh, they are the wolves.
I'm not even joking. They literally had a pack of German Shepherds run into the bell tower. It was obviously dogs running into the bell tower.
Yeah, yep. That was, and then you see at the very end, they're all getting burnt, which they probably could have ran out of that fire easily. But anyways, you see Richard as a werewolf, and he's like turning into human, but he's still a werewolf. And then she says his name like 6 times, Richard. I
think I was sleeping.
Richard. But we got it. Goodness sakes. But yeah, that's kind of how it ends. But it's kind of it's all in one spot. It's all I guess it was all.
It's easier to follow.
It was easier to follow. It was there was some cool parts in it, but other than that, I don't know. The version we saw on Amazon.
Yeah, it was a little rough. I don't think they've done an HD transfer on this thing. No way.
Yeah, there's no way.
Oh
my God!
Lord above, what is that?
Cheap
that
shit.
Howling high
German
noise?
Shepherd poop.
Fucking dogs everywhere. That means it's time for the
Horror
halftime. All right.
It's not the Rocky theme.
Okay.
What is that from?
That's Jurassic Park. The Jurassic Park theme song. There you go.
Not a fan.
Oh.
Dotson.
That's the best part of the movie. It's like, shh, don't say my name or whatever. Oh no, Dotson. There's Dotson here. See?
Nobody cares.
See? Nobody cares.
I can't believe you said you don't like Jurassic Park.
It's like, meh. Like,
anyways, we do have a horror.
They're not real. They're not real dinosaurs.
We
It's
do
like
have a
nothing
horror
special.
halftime winner, and that horror freak is Robin Party.
Robin.
I hope I said it right. He likes to party.
Robin Party.
So for the he did a couple memes, but mainly the No Shave November meme. So check that out in the group. Robin, shoot us a message on the page, and we will send you something. Just include your address and details. So you are
We need the deets.
the horror freak of the week.
Yes.
Let's get our memes in next week.
Let's get Richard melting, guys. That'd be
Richard
awesome.
melting.
Or
German Shepherds. I don't know what.
there's
Just
a lot
get
of
something.
the old people just saying "go away." Just that would be funny.
Yeah.
Or Sister Ruth just looking crazy.
So get your memes in for next week. We've horror freak of the week. So remember, go to the group in Facebook, post with the hashtag horror halftime, and we'll be able to find it in there. Cool. That concludes the horror halftime. All right, jeez. Let's get on to another great, awesome.
Yes.
Just
This is the best
revolutionary
movie ever. Howling 5, The Rebirth, 1989.
The Rebirth. So, what?
And actually, these
What are the years for all these? We had the Howling.
Howling was 81.
81.
And then the next one was 85. Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf, was 85.
Or
And-
whatever it was called, Shiri the She-Bitch.
Yeah,
or
the
something
She-Bitch.
like that.
And then Howling 3, The Marsupials, was 1987. And then Howling 4 was 88. And then The Rebirth was 89.
And so the Howling 1 was done by someone, and then 2 and 3 were the same person. And
Yep.
then 4 and 5 so far have been the same person too, which was Clive Turner, who wrote the screenplay, right?
He wrote Clive Turner and Freddie Rowe wrote the screenplay for Howling 4. And then
and I think Howling 5
And
too?
Howling 5, yeah, it was the same guys, Freddie Rowe and Clive Turner. And then we had Neil Sundstrom, who directed Howling 5, and then John Ho. I don't know, it's like who or Ho that directed
How?
that directed
know.
Howling 4. And I guess John Ho and Clive Turner did not get along too well. So there wasn't a completed script for Howling 4, and some other guy was completing it, but our Freddie Rowe was supposedly completing it, but it was actually Clive Turner, and he didn't want him to know because he didn't want John Ho to know because they didn't get along. So, but eventually got completed.
It was going to be a Hellraiser movie, then it wasn't.
Yep.
That's not true. Thought Rob would laugh, but he didn't. Sorry.
But
I don't appreciate you bad-mouthing Hellraiser when we're forced to watch these terrible Howling movies.
This one might have
God.
been, I don't know, the fifth one, I don't know, it was pretty bad too. But it might have been better than the 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, probably.
I'd say.
This might be the second best one.
Yeah, I'd have to
Maybe.
say so. Howling.
I don't know. Did you? How much? You didn't watch this one, huh, Rob?
You know what? It's pretty rude for you to assume that.
All I know is that you told me.
I watched enough of it. There's a castle, terrible British accents.
Yeah.
And a lot of unnecessary screaming. Like, it seemed like every other scene was blowing my eardrums out with just shrieking for no reason. And a lot of random, people were really upset about chalk. No, he wiped the chalk off the wall. No, it isn't. It's right here. Like, no, it's like, God, okay.
Yeah, the chalk was a little ridiculous. Well,
I've had enough of this. Ooh.
Well, so here we are. We're basically on a whole new story.
It's a whole new
You
story.
lied to us, Count. Oh, oh my God. Oh, and then, see, Danny texted me and was like, can you look at some scenes for our upcoming movie? And I was like, oh, look at some stuff. So I kind of had it going on in the background. And it was like every couple of minutes, I would almost shit my pants with the Dominus Exos. Dominus Exos. It's like, what am I watching?
And then it stops and pauses.
That shit wasn't that bad when they were doing it in the beginning, right in a row. It was sort of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it was like it was
They kept adding
basically
it.
It was like a sitcom using canned applause noise, you know. No, it was like anytime there was like a break in the silence. Dominus.
Oh, it was every time there was a death is when it happened.
Yeah.
Every time someone died, it would go black, and then it would go Dominus.
Yeah.
God, it's bad.
Just real quick.
And this, like Danny was saying, this film had nothing to do. And despite the fact it says in the beginning, based on the novels, The Howling 1, 2, and 3.
That's what the last movie said, too.
Written by Gary Bradner. The film is no way based on any of those novels and is a sequel to the early Howling films in the name.
I mean, why do they even say it's based? Just so they can call it Howling and put werewolves in
maybe
it?
to connect Gary Bradner's name on, or
I don't know. All I know is it has nothing to do with anything else. You open on a castle in Budapest in the 1400s.
1489.
They are obviously, something's wrong with them. They've all killed themselves, and they're
Big old slang.
and to get rid of some kind of curse, which is obviously werewolves, and but the baby survives, and so the bloodline lives on.
Is that
Dominus.
You just put that in there whenever it's needed, Rob. Please.
Oh, I'm ready.
It's like a choir.
Just
singing.
push the button, man. I'm ready.
And we move forward to 1986.
No, don't forget about the huge.
Oh yeah,
sword.
we can't forget about the huge cardboard.
The biggest sword I've ever seen. The handle was like
6 inches in girth.
It was more than that. It was like 8 inches.
Well, his hand had to fit around it. I mean,
no, it didn't fit around it.
And then the blade was like, I don't know. This sword was just comically large.
And then he killed his wife, and she's like, "Do it!" In like a Hungarian. It was Hungarian, so it was like back in Hungary, and she said something weird, and then she like stabbed into her all slow motion, and then it went behind her and stabbed himself with the blade that went through her. And then they both died. But then the baby was crying, and then the baby lives, so they're fucked.
Yep.
Anyways.
We were watching that part, and Scotty's like, oh, like a Serbian film. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I was talking about in a Serbian film at the very end, it's not a sword, but they all three lay together in the bed, and everything is so fucked up that they had to shoot. The dad shoots himself, and it goes through the wife and the son that's in the back. So they all die.
if you ever wanted to watch that movie, it's ruined now.
Oh, sorry. Well, most of the people on this have seen it.
No, nobody should watch that movie.
Rob, have you seen it?
I've seen enough of it to know that it's just not for me. Okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't even bring it up.
I watched that movie and immediately had to go watch Indiana Jones or something.
It's the most fucked up movie you'll ever see in your life. But I only related it to it because
every time I did hear the Dominus, I had quick flashes. Like I was almost wanting to turn around and see the werewolf going all Temple of Doom. Just be like, Kalima!
Shakti
Kalima!
Yeah.
Shakti Day!
Me too.
Brigado Deriage. Just like, yes, where's Harrison Ford? Nope, never mind. No, it's not Harrison Ford. Okay, cool.
So fast forward. So this whole thing's happened. This whole thing happens.
Fast forward to the end of the episode where we quit talking about this shit movie.
The guy after he stabs himself through his wife, he
That's like the greatest sentence ever.
Yeah, after he stabs himself.
Fast forward to the guy when he went all ninja samurai to his and stabbed himself and his wife.
Cardboard sword. He has the most dramatic death ever. He's leaning forward, barely oh, the baby, we died in vain. Then he flails his arms back. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Dies.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Well, that was a quick death.
They were like they hired the lead guy at the local theater company, and he came in and was like wanted to really just nail this.
He's like, all right, you're good.
He just really wanted to nail this part, and he took like 45 minutes getting ready, and the director he's one of those guys like they couldn't call action. He just had to go when he was ready.
Yes.
That's what happened.
So then,
look,
500
okay,
years
we're not even paying
later.
you for this. Like, we're not even. Look, well, I have to be in. I'll tell you when I am ready.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
ready.
I'm not getting paid, but I'm in focus. I'm in my scene here.
Can you please just put on repeat the Dominus Exus?
It's like, and they only played such a quick little like touch of it. I wonder if that's because they couldn't afford, like the whole chant or something. It was just so quick.
Yeah.
It was like, look, how much can we get out of it? Can we at least get Exodus? Like, no. Well, actually, I don't even know if they went that far. I think it literally was just Dominus like that. Like it was like we could afford like 1.5 seconds. Like that's it. We can't have this. If you get to Exodus, then you're going to get hit with a copyright. Look, I don't know what to tell you.
So now fast forward to 1986, I think is what the year said.
Yeah.
Budapest and all these random celebrities. I don't know why they're all celebrities. All these random people have been gathered together.
It's
and they're not even like good celebrities either. They're
one's
all
like a tennis player. One's an actress who isn't well known. One's an actress who's supposedly really well known. And they keep talking to her like she's 80 years old, but she looks like she's 35.
Like back when you had your fans. And
it was after your time, and all this shit.
She's like still good looking and in her prime still as an actress.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
She could have got wrapped up in like a bad drug deal or something,
Yeah.
Like she's got some bad PR out there somewhere. And it's like, yeah, back before you got drunk and ran over those 6 or 7 Boy Scouts that were selling stuff on the side of the road, we could have done something with your career.
Yeah.
Back before you pulled a Lisa Left Eye Lopez and ran over a whole bunch of immigrant children, then I'm sorry. R.I.P. Left Eye not really.
Yeah.
She got not really. She was a murderer. So
But
she's dead? She's dead now?
Oh, she died along.
I didn't know that.
She's got to
Damn
be
it,
dead.
Danny. Stay up on current events.
I'm not up
She's
on current
dead.
events. I've been watching The Howling too much.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson
know
didn't
this.
make it either. He's gone too.
Oh, Michael Jackson's
I
dead?
never knew that.
No.
I never. What? I
What?
was joking. I knew that.
Thank God we still have the humor of Robin Williams to keep us going.
No.
He died too, Danny. He's
damn,
gone.
Danny.
I just watched The Family Guy where
He
Robin
died?
Williams-
He died?
Yeah. it's like,
Dominus Exus.
No.
Oh,
You
sorry.
can't say Exodus. No, you can't
Dominus
say it.
Ex-
No, there you go. You got
I
to stop
did.
quick. It's like singing the happy birthday song. There's royalties involved.
Yeah.
So, anyways, all these seemingly random celebrities are gathered in a nice hotel in Budapest, and they're all taking a bus to a castle, and this is led by...
It's the Hungarian castle. It opened its doors 500 years later.
no one set foot in it for 500
Following
years.
the horrific slayings of
And they're
1489.
being led by... What's the guy's name?
It's the Count.
Count Davli or something like that. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Count Davli.
I
Yeah.
don't even remember what the fuck his name was. But the guy is literally like a cyborg. He makes me think of a robot. That's how his style is, his acting.
Oh, no, Count Estevan.
Where are you looking?
Right here.
Yeah, Istvan.
Istvan. But anyways, yeah, so it's this Hungarian castle that's in Budapest that opened its doors. And they I think they want it for like it's supposedly a tourist attraction now, but obviously it's a setup to see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
On the way there,
We'll see.
they run into like a small child. There's blood on the bumper.
I think there was an animal that
Yeah, probably.
a werewolf. Yes.
No, it was a
child.
child. What happened to your car? Nothing. No, just
Nothing.
damn
happened.
it. Just brings us back to the last episode where Joe
Just an animal.
Pesci shows up.
Yeah.
When they all show up at the hotel. What'd you say? Joe Pesci shows up?
And the blood on the car just reminds me of the last episode where we brought up Goodfellas.
Oh yeah.
What happened to the car? Nothing happened to the car. Just I hit a deer. I hit a deer a while back. Yeah, just
Yeah.
I got
Don't
it.
worry about that.
I got it.
It's just a deer.
It was just a deal. It's no big. I got his paw caught in the grill. It's it's no big deal.
And then
Get your fucking hands off the cop. I can't do good Joe Pesci.
There's no fucking way. Lincoln is better than a Cadillac.
We got a show here, and none of us can do any good impressions.
Hey, somebody complimented me on my Joe. Somebody complimented me on my Joe Pesci impression.
Ooh,
so
really nice.
Now I'm all uppity.
Did she go by the name of Mom?
No, my mom does not. My mom does not
Panda?
listen to this podcast. No, the Panda doesn't listen to this podcast either.
What? Did she bring you a root beer?
Yeah, she did bring me a root beer.
It's pronounced root beer.
Root beer. Yeah, got me a mug. It got me a mug root beer.
Oh, Barks is better.
No, sir.
Barks is way better than Mug.
No.
A&W is good.
Rob,
yeah, but
I'll have you know.
A&W is the best.
Rob,
Mug.
no, Barks is the best.
No, it is. It's like Canada Dry is the best ginger ale. I don't drink that Seagram's
I'll
crap.
have you know that Barks has bite.
Barks has bite.
I don't remember the last time I've seen a Barks.
All I know is it's the best shit. We used to have it at the dinner theater. Now what do we have? What is it now?
We have Barks.
Is it Barks?
Yeah, we still have Barks.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I need to pour me a glass when we get back there.
Oh, I was thinking about that. Just Surge.
Oh,
they
yeah,
brought-
Surge.
They
I
brought
remember Surge.
back. Oh,
you mean
God,
Mountain
it's
Dew?
so good. It is not Mountain Dew. Surge is a completely different recipe.
I don't know.
It
about
is
that.
amazing.
I don't
They
know
brought
about
Crystal Pepsi back temporarily, and I had to really lay off
that. Yeah.
because I was going through Crystal Pepsis like mad.
What was I? Oh, so they get to this castle. Oh no! Before that, when they all meet at the hotel, the tennis player like takes the earbud out of the actress's ear. He's like, "Is this seat taken?" Who the fuck would take the earbud out of the person next
like,
to you just to ask if that seat's taken?
It is now.
And did they even have earbuds in '86?
I don't know. That's good.
He took something off her ear, like that she was listening to. It didn't look like a normal headphone, like a freaking, Philips fucking headphones. I don't know what to say about those.
Oh, Philips or Memorex. Yeah, those old S ones. Yeah.
Yeah, with the foam always tearing off of them.
We couldn't afford headphones.
And then
so
they
I
got
don't-
all fancy when they made the ones that like went behind your neck. You
Oh
know?
yeah, the ones they like fit over your ears and
Yeah.
then the little thing went behind your neck.
Yeah, like they were
Yeah.
somehow stealthier.
Those
Yeah.
were
Like
fancy.
you
I saw kids with those like, whoa, where'd you get those, man?
do y'all remember the hoodies that you could put your Sony CD Walkman in?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And
You
pop
could
the
tuck them
cord.
in and you could run the
Yeah.
cord from the ends. Oh, those are
Yeah,
bad.
I remember
that. I remember
buying one of the nice Sony Discmans where I did have a Walkman back in the day, but I remember the nice Sony Discmans with like the 15-second ESP or something, so I could take it on a jog and it would only skip once every 30 seconds or something like that.
Oh yeah, the 6-second ESP. That was great.
Instead of constant skipping, it would just skip like once a minute or a little bit more than that.
Yeah, so I don't get, like, even if you had it tucked in, like you listen to it on the school bus, it still had to be perfectly flat.
Oh yeah.
Like there was no, the iPod killed that shit.
Yeah, when those things first
Yeah.
came out, they had to. I had the whole fucking CD Discman tape adapter in my car.
Oh, so did I. You stick the disc into the tape deck,
Yeah.
and you could get like a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of sound, and you had to turn every volume up all the way.
Yeah.
It's like and you're like, oh my god, it's so clear. Can you believe it's just this technology? It's amazing.
I was pimping with that shit. There was a couple girls when I first started driving that were like, "This is so cool! You can play CDs through the Discman in here."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Fuck yeah, fuck yeah!"
Yeah, some of my buddies got real awful with it and would bring because before iPods, but they would have all their downloaded music on their laptop, and they would plug their laptop into like an inverter and then plug the audio jack from the disc
into the tape adapter.
Yeah, into the laptop. So you just got like a guy in the passenger just like cruising.
You got
just
like a
oh, you want to
full-on-
listen to Metallica's entire discography? Hold on real quick. Click, 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 clackety clack. There you go. It's
You had like a full-on operating DJ in the passenger seat.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Dude, play R. Kelly's remix again. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out. Oh, it's my jam.
Oh, I love this.
Or 50 Cent's Go Shorty, it's your birthday.
You can't. I don't understand how 50 Cent
God.
ever made any money. You can't understand a word he says.
I don't know. The dude's a genius.
That one CD was the only thing that he made that was his good CD. His other shit didn't even get recognized at all. But yeah, I remember that CD when that hit. Everyone played it.
I didn't play it.
Used to rock 50 Cent.
I didn't play it.
Anyways,
I was too busy jamming Toxicity.
Yep, System of a Down and Fear Factory and Slipknot.
Obsolete.
Anyways,
y'all need to get in some hardcore stuff like SR-71.
Oh god!
And like
Rob was too busy jamming mixes. 311 Smash Mouth mix.
Oh my god, I love 311. Oh,
not
a Smash Mouth fan, but oh man, you nailed that one. 311, Finger 11. Anybody that had a number in their name, SR-71, Blink 182, Sum 41. Oh.
I will say I got a guilty pleasure of listening to Amber by 311.
Oh, there's the jam, man. I celebrate their whole catalog.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff.
Anyways,
Godsmack, the first CD.
Oh, Godsmack is fucking horrible.
I wasn't a Godsmack fan.
Sir.
I didn't like Godsmack.
You know what I hate? Tool.
I don't like Tool.
Tool's okay. There's some songs that I like of Tool, not like the whole album, just like certain songs.
Like Tool and Pearl Jam and all them. No,
I liked Pearl Jam for a while, but no.
Just Eddie Vedder's a dick.
Jeremy spoken.
Today.
I remember that video.
Jeremy spoken.
Oh God, yeah.
Dominus.
Exactly. Dominus.
So
anyway,
all these
Jeremy
celebrities,
Satan.
all these people that were chosen are a group of diverse people. They get in this castle, and they're all just talking.
His best to try to keep this show on track.
I'm trying to keep it on track.
We're in the castle. We don't know why they've all been gathered there. They're all celebrities. Even when we find out everything, I don't know why they're all celebrities. I guess the Wolf's bloodline is just all prone to be famous.
Well, the baby. Well, you'll find out that later. But the babies that lived in Budapest, one of them in the castle might have the baby's blood.
No, they all.
Oh, well, they all do, right?
Well,
didn't they have to have like some kind of? Wasn't there like a mark or something?
They all have triangle marks.
Yeah, that's right. They all have the mark.
Oh my God, it's Thorn. It's the curse of Thorn.
They all have the triangle marks on their inside of their elbow.
It actually just made me wish I was watching The Void the whole time.
But Void was good.
Void was good.
But I thought you were going to say it's making me wish I was watching Halloween Part 6. I'm like, no. I don't know about that.
I would prefer that, though. I'd prefer watching Paul Rudd. Isn't it Paul Rudd in 6?
Yeah.
Rather than, Paul Rudd doesn't do bad in that movie. You give that movie a lot of shit. He doesn't do that bad.
Oh, Paul Stephen Rudd can kiss my ass.
Hey, it's a breath of fresh air compared to these movies, right?
I don't. Oh, man, that's tough.
I don't know. It's
what movies have we covered?
2 and 3 at least for The Howling is a breath of fresh air. That's for sure.
Would you rather watch Exorcist Part Deuce?
I don't know about that. Only for Linda Blair being sexy in it.
I'd rather probably watch it than Howling 2 and 3, but not 4 and 5.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I'd have to second that.
So
I didn't mind it. 4 and 5
are much better than 2 and 3.
Yeah, 4 and 5 were not too bad.
We're in this castle. It is sort of cool. You got this like House on Haunted Hill / Clue feel going on.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Everyone's in this castle. There's well, I say there's secret doors, but they really milked it. There's only one secret door they could afford, and they really just milked the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the only one in the whole castle. It's the set builders made. You know,
all right, we're really into the secret door thing. Well, we've kind of like used it 2 or 3. It doesn't matter. Look, this is all we've got right now.
Yeah. Can we build more secret doors? We don't have the budget.
No.
Let's just use this one 12 times then.
There was when they first arrived. There was like the weird like chattering groups of like 2 people, and they'd pan to 2 people, then another 2 people, then another 2 people. They'd pan.
That was sort of cool the way they did that.
It was really cool, but they kept saying, well, let's go get a drink. Oh, let's go get some lunch. But
so they're all there. The first sort of one to branch off is the lady who goes to change her outfit. What the hell is her name?
Yeah, that was
I
like
forgot.
the she was like the writer girl or the news lady. I forgot what her name was.
Black girl, right?
Yes.
She went to go change. She like goes to change her clothes in this room, and it's a little chilly, and so she goes to like light the fireplace just to change her clothes. I thought that was dumb as shit.
Oh yeah, Gail.
Yeah, Gail.
Gail Cameron.
Goes to
Played
light.
by Stephanie Faulkner.
I need to light this fireplace just to change my jeans.
Yeah.
You got to have ambience, man.
And
I
right away,
guess so.
And right away, she felt someone was there. There was someone in there watching me, which there probably was. There was a werewolf.
Yeah, she goes off to do that. Feels like someone's watching her. Comes out, no one's there. So she's the first one that starts freaking out a little bit. You just have all the people doing their random shit. You have the tennis player taking the young actress into the. Apparently, they have a spa tub.
Yeah.
I don't know how
they have their
got-
own spa in the
I don't know how they got
500-year-old
hot
castle.
water. I don't know how they have a hot tub basically in the middle of this 500-year-old castle while it's blizzarding outside.
Yeah, and that's I think that's the guy who plays. Is that David? No, that's Jonathan.
That's Jonathan. Yeah.
I think it's Jonathan.
So
yeah.
But there and there, he like I want to know what happened because she's like no funny business, and he's like furthest thing from my mind. Are you sure that you're supposed to go in these naked? I thought that's just in Japan. He's like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
And then I want to know what happened because we come back to that scene and he's just getting a little bit close to her, and then she goes, you like I knew it, and then she runs out.
And then she runs out.
But
yeah.
you didn't really see what happened. So what I think is that his like 24-inch penis was underwater across, and it like tapped tapped her in the belly button, and she was like, "Oh, I knew it! I'm out of here."
And her name is Mary Lou, so we have another Mary Lou in this movie as opposed to the prom nights too. Yeah. So she's like the B-list actress, and the girl playing Anna. Well, Anna, right? That's the older one.
She's old, but she doesn't look old.
Yeah,
she's the famous actress.
Anna, played by Mary Stavin, who's also in the first House.
So
that's a fun fact.
See who's the first one that we see the. They find who's the first one that dies?
The first one that dies is the professor.
Yeah, the professor. That's right.
The professor.
He takes the secret door that ends up being not so secret after a while.
He moves like the brick and the door slides open. Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes down into the tunnels or whatever and goes missing.
The castle tunnels.
So then that Jonathan, the Australian guy.
The Australian. Oh yeah, the Australian guy. That's Ray.
So
with the ponytail, right?
Yeah, ponytail.
The ponytail guy.
Rocking the
God,
ponytail.
that ponytail was long as hell. Just rocking
the
that.
Ponytail.
He had like flip it over his shoulder.
He's got like a little bromance going on with Jonathan. They like talk about how the moves Jonathan's going to make on Mary Lou, and then I think there was a cut scene where they just touch tips real quick.
You know what? It says the guy playing Ray was Clive Turner. I wonder if it's the guy that produced and wrote it too.
It had to have been.
So Clive Turner, that played Ray, yeah,
wow,
he was the writer.
Finally, my big break.
Yeah,
and he gets killed off second, but he finds the professor in the underground passages.
Well, then he takes some back door out of the castle into this blizzard, and he sort of dead ends, and we just see something like a werewolf-looking thing bust out of the snow. And that's all we really see.
Like a door of snow.
Yeah, we didn't really see it do anything to him. But then he's dead.
Yeah, and the werewolves are biting them in the throat.
They didn't have the budget to show his death. So
and when they arrive, they do hear the terrible stories back in the day about savage packs of wolves that used to roam the area, and then people that began to disappear, and whom they found later with their throats torn out. And that's what happened back whatever years ago, and now this is starting to happen to them. Maybe it was
just savage packs of wild friggin' wolves.
Yeah.
Like,
nope, Rob. Nope. The most plausible thing is werewolf.
I just want one of these howlings to be like, oh, it's just packs of wild dogs, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Because in the end, like in part 4, it really was just literally packs of wild dogs.
Yeah.
Like, because that's all you saw was packs of wild friggin' dogs.
They went to some like
Makes no sense. This movie's got holes in it.
They went to some like place in South Africa to get like the dogs. There's some place that had a bunch of dogs. Can we use your dogs for a couple shots? Anyways,
That makes me think of the dead dog in Hills Have Eyes.
Oh God.
Either way, I'm not leaving here without that dead dog.
Yeah.
That's what Rob's.
and they found that dead dog from the sheriff's station. It was actually dead. It was a real dead dog.
Let's get down to brass tacks here, okay? How
$5?
much do you want for that dead dog?
Yeah,
$5.
yeah, because they went to the sheriff's station to buy the
$5.
dog. Yeah.
They bought an actual dead, or they used an actual dead dog.
A dead German Shepherd. We're not leaving without that dog. We're not leaving without those dogs. We need him for our werewolf movie.
So,
damn it.
Yeah, so basically this just turns into a whodunit, which is what I think makes it look like Clue. You have all these people scattered around the castle in different rooms.
Might as well have been playing the damn Scooby-Doo theme song.
Yeah.
They're just one secret passage, and they're just like, you know, oh, Jinkies, it's Professor So and So.
That or throw Tim Curry in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one thing. That's what I hate. You know, like, if you're gonna make a terrible horror movie or any movie, just let it be terrible. Don't rip off a whole bunch of other movies that I would rather be watching. Like I would much rather be watching House on Haunted Hill or Clue or anything else. There's a whole list of things that I would rather be doing, and you just keep reminding me. Like go back to like the Halloweens. It's like don't film shots of Halloween movies in the Halloweens because you're in the same universe and make me want to watch those instead.
Yeah.
They just tease you.
So we do find out there's a murder. There becomes clear there's a murderer among them, and
a werewolf.
And the culprit may be half human, half werewolf.
We find out that the Count brought them there because they all have the same mark. And they're all descended from the baby's bloodline, and one of them is a werewolf.
But we don't know yet.
We don't know which one.
People start dying.
So obviously people think it's certain people. They lock up the Count in jail, but then they swap. The Count swaps and puts... Is it Mary Lou? Who ends up in jail? Mary Lou?
Oh, no. Well, that's towards the end. If you're going to the end,
I'm getting.
Oh, yeah. That's Anna.
I'm wrapping it up.
The older actress, Anna.
They put her in jail. I just have the note here that a shadow comes to the cell and she doesn't even look. She just she's bending down to pick up the key that she dropped, and she doesn't even look to see what the shadow is. She just she has her eyes closed and she's like, "Oh, thank God, someone's come to help me. I locked myself in." And then she looks up and it's a werewolf.
And she gets grabbed and gets bitten.
It's like you're afraid there's a werewolf out here this whole time, and when a presence comes upon you just have your eyes closed.
Well, it's the same thing with Richard's death. Richard was like the macho guy that didn't believe anything. Like, whatever, this isn't happening. And like the dialogue was written like he was saying too much.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't believe this. And then he goes up to the room with Mary Lou, and then there's like a wolf. Like she falls asleep, and he goes out, and then a wolf like busts through the door, and you just hear him scream, but then you don't see anything happen. I'm like, wait, what happened? Did he die? But then you see him like in the closet hanging with his throat bit out.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
But that's after Mary Lou puts the spear through his chest.
I don't really have many more notes on this. I mean the end. You find out that you think it's either the Count or David who's the wolf, and they're arguing over which one it is. And what is this when Mary Lou's like, "No, this can't be real."
Yeah. No, I won't believe it. No, this can't be happening.
Worst acting job ever.
But before that, the best part of the movie.
Oh, which part?
The freaking maid head chop.
Oh yeah,
with the
that
freaking
was pretty cool.
with the battle axe.
Did you see that, Rob?
That was badass.
Yes, that was pretty good. There were a couple of good parts.
There were
to both of these movies, but Jesus, it's just I don't know. It still doesn't make up for marsupials.
Yeah, but the maid head chop with the battle axe, and then Mary Lou shoots the butler with a crossbow.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. But yeah.
And the ending was so anticlimactic.
No, I won't believe it.
She just shoots the Count. And so we think...
Yeah, so we think the Count's the werewolf.
Because the Count is saying David's a werewolf, and David is saying werewolves aren't real, this is all stupid, the Count is killing everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're both yelling at her, standing in front of her. She's holding the gun on them.
He's the werewolf,
they're
kill him.
arguing, kill him, no, kill him. And she sort of just shoots, and it ends up being the Count that dies, and David comes and hugs her. He's like, it's safe now. There's no such thing as werewolves. And then she gives a grin to the camera because she's the werewolf.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, snap! And then the credits start rolling.
And I wish she would have turned into a werewolf and killed David.
Yeah, we didn't see any kind of transformation.
Damn it. But she smiles and gives a wink. She doesn't give a wink, but still. That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's like...
That's it.
it's actually... It was like a Clue, House on Hunt Hill. It was really late last night, but I thought it was a decent movie. This one might have been the better one.
Yeah.
After number one, I think this is my second favorite. So it's worth watching.
I was falling asleep at the end there. We'll admit. It was late too, though.
I think 4 and 5 are worth watching. The original Nightmare and the Rebirth, but do not watch 2 and 3.
And you don't have to watch 2 and 3 because 4 and 5 have nothing to do with them and have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
So
I think the first one is like not even in the. That's what's so amazing. How awful the sequels are to these, because the first one is good.
Yeah,
like I think it's a good movie, but four is probably my second favorite just because it is just it's so bad it's kind of good.
Yeah,
it doesn't cross the line like 2 and 3 did.
Yeah,
but it's especially with the voiceovers, it's pretty hilarious
to
watch.
And it had a feeling of the first one
too. It's
like
watching Kung Pao enter the fist. You know, it's so it's so bad it's funny as hell.
I'd have to say that the first one and the fourth and fifth are close to being seconds. So the budget for this was $2 million, by the way. That I do see that.
What a waste of.
I don't know how.
Well,
all that CGI snow.
We got one more week left of the Howling, and I'm not sure. Just to warn you, listeners, what all we're going to cover because. I don't think 7. I can't find 7 anywhere unless you order the DVD from like far away for a decent amount of money.
Come on, Danny, just order the DVD. You know you want to.
Unless it's on YouTube or I don't know. I'll look a little harder, but also
you did order Steven Weber's Shining.
I did.
Yep.
And I did order Candyman, which was a good buy. But
so we might do Howling 6.
We'll definitely be doing 6. And so I don't know if we don't do 7, is it worth doing 8? Maybe we'll just do 6. 8 is like made in 2011, and a lot of people don't even fucking pay it any mind.
Yeah, we could probably just do Howling 6.
So I don't know if I can download or find 7. Maybe we'll try and do all 3, but 3 is a lot to do, obviously. Mm-hmm. So
we'll talk about it. It'll be a surprise.
We're not going to be missing much if we only cover 1 as opposed to 3, or 2 as opposed to 3. Yeah. So we will cover a Howling movie or 3 next week or 2.
Or 1.
And that'll wrap up our Howling series, and we will move on to our Christmas movies.
A Christmas horror edition.
Yes. So.
Which I'm pretty excited about because I've not seen any of these Christmas horror movies.
I'm excited.
I've all heard of them, but I've never seen them.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Well, let's just real quick. We've gone a while, but let's what'd you watch this week? Anybody? Did I watch anything this week? I mean, I watched these movies. We've been traveling.
I watched The Babysitter.
That's a good movie.
That was good.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix The Babysitter. It was some comedy horror fun and a lot of blood and stuff. So
I haven't watched it. That
was fun.
Need to watch it.
Yeah, that was good. Definitely good. Recommend it.
Did you watch anything, Rob?
I watched all the Die Hards.
Well, yeah, all the Die Hards. You said that in the pre-show.
Yeah, they were good.
That's not horror related.
Justin Long's a pretty horrible actor, so I could go. No, Kevin Smith was in one, and he's horrible, so that was pretty rough. I did go back and watch. What did I watch?
The girl in the babysitter is extremely hot, so that made up for my whole week, isn't she?
No, that's a really good movie.
Yeah, it is. And the kid that plays the main character, he's okay.
No,
anyways,
I just watched Die Hard. It's Christmas holiday season, and I had to get in the Christmas mood and watch it. And then my horror movies this week were The Howlings, which I could have not watched those and been pretty happy.
Yeah,
but trying to see here. I thought I could have swore I watched something.
I don't think I watched anything either besides these movies that's horror related. Yeah.
Yep.
Watched a couple of Kevin Costner movies as I do. Damn it! I know I watched. Oh, that's what it was. I went back and watched. It's 2006. But I went back and watched Slither.
And
that movie still holds up.
Michael Rooker.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah, Michael Rooker, Elizabeth Banks.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
The main guy, fucking
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. Yeah, duh.
Why can't?
Yep.
I need to get on watching some more moves. But
oh man, Slither's great. Slither's so good.
Well, cool. Let's wrap it up.
Wrap her up, guys.
I guess.
Happy early Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Have fun celebrating with your families.
Happy Turkey Day.
Make sure you get your memes in next week. Pop them in the group with the hashtag horror halftime. Please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/cultclassichorror. We would really, really appreciate your support. Follow us at, Cult Classic Horror on Instagram, CC Horror on Twitter. Follow me on both at Danny Bonin
and Scotty Bonin.
And Rob didn't you get like a new Instagram?
I changed. Well, it's not new. I changed it because I didn't like my old handle. So I changed it to the Rob _ CCH podcast.
Nice.
But you're still the Rob on Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter is still the Rob 1986.
All right. So follow us on all there. That wraps it up. Sorry, my mind is just numb from these movies.
Yeah. Yeah, we're up in Breckenridge. We're away from the office right now, so we're in a little bit of a different setup. But yeah, we'll be back next week for the Howling 6, guys.
Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Love you.
Later.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.